everybody, welcome to the Week in Review here at Mallett. Happy Friday. As always, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I know it's been a great week here at Mallett for me personally. Hope you guys' week has been just as good. And let's go ahead and get started with the show. So as always, healthcare workers, educators, military personnel, and first responders, we want to say thank you for what you do. We very much appreciate all you do for not only us, but the community. As individuals who love giving back to the community, such as us here at Mallett, we understand that that is an amazing thing you do. So for that, we want to give you $500 off your next Mallett building. Just let our building specialists know you fall in one of these categories. We'll be sure to get you guys set up with that. Moving right along, Tiger Cash. If you comment cash or Tiger Cash on a video like this, you can get $1,000 off your elite or signature building. Keep in mind, folks, this does not apply to specials and promotions. So sorry about that, but I just want to make sure that's clear and upfront. If you have commented cash, you get $1,000 off, but not on a promotional building, only on regularly priced buildings. But this is another way we want to say thank you for tuning in and being involved. Happy Friday, Mr. Tim. Thank you so much for joining in as always. We love seeing you here. And just a fun fact, if you are a military personnel, first responder, educator, or healthcare worker, and you comment cash, you also get the $1,000 discount, bringing that to $1,500 off of your next Mallett building. How cool is that? Moving right along, where's Mallett? 62 job sites this week. Probably more as we hear from Mr. Trent. There's likely more going on. This is just what we were able to grab. Things are always moving so quick here, and 62 job sites, that's amazing. 46 in Louisiana, 16 in Texas. How cool is that? Let's take a little deep dive into that. In Texas, like I said, 16 job sites. We're in Oakwood, Lake Jackson, San Leon, Beaumont, Needville, Kirbyville, Hemp Hill, Crockett, Streetman, Winnie, New Ulm, Katy, Brazoria, Magnolia, Needville, and Katy again. That's 2 going up in Katy, as well as 2 buildings being erected this week. It's a lot going on, you guys. A lot of people couldn't even handle this workload. We're not only handling it, but we're crushing it, and we have more because we're in Louisiana too, in our home state. 46 job sites. I'm not going to bore you with reading all these names. I assume everyone can read. We've had 8 buildings being erected this week just in Louisiana. That is a total of 10 new Mallett buildings put up and finished this week, and much more being done. Once you see gutters, that's pretty much the end of the process. We're rounding off to that inspection period where we get the final sign off and everything is good. Look how crazy that is, you guys. Let me get out y'all's way so you can see this. We are all over the state. So Mallett Buildings doing what we do best, and that is putting the best buildings in the country in your property. Moving right along to specials and promotions, we got some cool stuff for y'all this week. For the whole month of October, if you purchase an elite building or you refer someone who purchases an elite building, we'll get to that in a second, you can get a free trail camera. It is a Reveal X 3.0. I'm not much of a trail cam hunter type person myself, but I hear these are pretty awesome. I hear they're top of the line. $250 spa gift card as well. So this is a, let's see, $600 value. And if you're one of those who referred a friend, you also get the $200 Mallett referral thank you. So that becomes an $800 value just for sending someone to get the best building. How cool is that? This is the good one. We've got over 5,000 comments on this one in one day. You were all amazing. LSU versus South Carolina, but here's the kicker. 2 field passes. If you're like me, I've never been on the field. I wish I could win this, but I was told I can't. So one of you has to win it and invite me because there's 2 passes, and I know not everyone has somebody they want to bring, but I am very good company, so I highly recommend inviting me. Thank you very much. But you get to go on the field. You get this amazing 101 parking. If you've ever been to an LSU game, parking is a pain in the butt. So to have the VIP parking, look how close this is to the stadium. That's incredible. You get to just walk right in. And winner's going to be picked October 8th on the live, so you have the rest of the week. Please be sure you're following the page, Mallett Buildings. Please be sure to like, comment, share it with a friend, tag somebody, let them know you're here, all that good stuff. And check the Facebook page for more details. But you get 2 tickets, a parking pass, and you get to go on the field and experience the game up close and personal. Go Tigers. That's right, Mr. Tim. Moving along, let's see this right here. Cajun Oasis, the Classic Edition. The other Cajun Oasis did so well, we had to make a classic. So it's gonna be a 30 by 50 by 12 for only $49,999. How crazy is that? And that price includes insulation, climate control setup with a 5-ton unit, and our electrical package. So by the time we're done with this, you get a 30 by 50 by 12 for under $50,000, heated, cooled, insulated, ready to be whatever it is you need it to be. Moving right along, we have the Cajun Oasis Elite. Like I said, this thing's been doing so well. This is gonna be everything from the classic, but all the Elite upgrades. So you're gonna get everything in our Elite package, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But for $59,999, you get insulation, climate control with a 5-ton unit, electrical package, which is a $16,000 value all in all. And we're throwing that in all for $59,999. Look at that wainscoting. That double color looks so cool. And the 2 roll-up doors. Mallett Ambassadors Club. As I always say, this is near and dear to our heart. We love our ambassadors and hope they feel the same. We have 3 tier levels here for different levels of involvement. It's the Builder Circle, Premier Circle, Legacy Club. All sorts of different rewards and cool things going on with that. So if that is you or you are interested in joining our ambassador program, the only catch is you gotta have a Mallett building. So it's another reason to purchase a Mallett building. If you didn't have 20,000 other reasons before that, this is another one. And a pretty good one because VIP banquet dinners, you have on-stream shout outs, you're gonna have cool recognition opportunities, golden tickets for your friends, and if you reach the Legacy Club, instead of $200 for a referral, it's $400. So you get to double your payday and help somebody get the best building in the country. The 5 red flags, let's breeze through these real fast. This has been coming up a lot lately. Make sure everyone understands this. Years in business here at Mallett, we've been around about as long as I have. You can check the Secretary of State. Number 2, licensure, you can check the LSLBC. Also on the LSLBC, you can check and see if they have any contractor violations. Guys, if they break the law once, they'll break the law a second time, and you don't want that to be with you. So make sure you know who you're working with and that they are in good standing with the law and the community. Speaking of community standings, reviews on the BBB and Google, we have over 650 of those total, and most all of them are 5-star positive reviews. Can't please everybody, but for the majority, and the vast majority at that, 5-star reviews. Thank you so much for that. We pride ourselves on that. What else we pride ourselves on? Visit the contractor's facility. We have a phenomenal facility here, you guys. We have one of the only truss plants in the state of Louisiana here in Iowa. We're also going to have a roll form plant pretty soon. Make sure you come check that out when it's done. If you've passed on the interstate, you've probably seen that building going up. I think it's the coolest little thing. And this facility is huge. There's tons of departments, tons of crews, lots of people that work very hard to make sure your building is the best and always will be. Make sure you come shake some hands, see the smiling faces, and learn a little bit more about Mallett from the inside. Moving right along, why choose Mallett? We covered a bunch of this, but let me go ahead and tell you what our competitors are doing. Most of them are going to be using 6x6 posts, 2x6 trusses, 2x8 headers, and keep in mind most of this is whitewood. It's not going to be ground treated MCA lumber, and it's almost always going to be number 2 lumber, which is not nearly as good as number 1 because number 1 is 100% stronger, I believe, are the statistics. Mr. Trent's the number guy. I'm just repeating what he says. I may be wrong, but if so, check out the previous streams. He talks about that on those lives. They're also going to be using 29 gauge metal for the roof and walls, 1 free walk-through door, how generous, and a 40-year manufacturer warranty against fade, chalk, edge creep, and rust. What do you get here at Mallett? A 10-year workmanship warranty from us. Number 1, like I just said, MCA ground-treated, kiln-dried lumber, 2x8 scissor trusses, not just regular standard trusses that cut off your headroom. We get scissor trusses, so you get those extra few feet of space, making your room look that much bigger. And that also allows us to do the 512 roof pitch. As Mr. Lee says, it's prettier and more functional. 2 free roll-up doors, so we're already doubling what most of the competitors do. Free roof and wall insulation, 6-inch seamless gutters, 2 3x5 insulated windows, lifetime warranty against termite, rot, rust, and fungal decay. Let me catch my breath here. This is just so much. Moving along. Continuous ridge vents, 6-inch, 4,000 PSI microfiber reinforced slab, not 4-inch, not 3,000 PSI, but 6-inch when you have an elite building. Zack screws are used on all roof and wall metal to screw the buildings together. We do not use nails for anything but tacking. You can make sure we're going to go back with Zack screws, which are the best of the best. If there's anything that comes out that's better, we're going to be using those next. Remote picture and video monitoring for inspections. We're going to be using company cam. Those photos, we probably had about 100 of them come in since the start of the live. Always have an updated photo and video there. Our Mallett cable lock system, guys, no one else can or does do this. Most people say it's overkill. Most people say it's not needed. But wouldn't you want your building to be overkill? We're in Hurricane Alley. You need overkill sometimes. This is a big component of that, and it also comes with a 6mm moisture barrier. 145 mile an hour wind load rating. Our trusses, 170. Your roof, if that goes, everything inside is destroyed. 170 mile an hour wind. I like to say good luck to the hurricanes. Concrete post pads under every 6x6 post that we do. As I mentioned, all metal is screwed to the wood. We have post protectors to ensure the life of your post, and skirt boards. We also welcome apples to apples quotes. If you feel like a competitor is trying to build a Mallett building, bring us that quote. We'll match it and beat it by $1,000. Apples to apples. We also, like I mentioned earlier, offer a $200 referral fee reward unless you are a Mallett top tier member. For the Ambassador Club, then it's $400. Moving right along, I thought this would be fun to do. I saw them on the game show yesterday, so I wanted to play the game today. So if you're in the comments, Mr. Tim, thankfully and unfortunately you already won, so I'm gonna ask you to let some other people have some options here. But we're gonna play post frame or post shame. I'll explain the rules. You're gonna see some reviews and different things from other competitors, and if you can go ahead and guess who they are, leave that in the live or a comment after. If you can guess who this competitor is, you're gonna get a free Mallett t-shirt and hat because swag is cool. So this person, buyer beware, first rain, my carport leaked. That sucks. Texted, sent photos and videos multiple times over 5 months. That's too long. They promised to come back but never repaired the leaks. Very unfortunate. I believed they were professional and would deliver a quality product. Miss Mary, it sounds like they did not, and I'm sorry you did not go with Mallett, but this business is also not a BBB accredited business. We have an A+ rating on the BBB, by the way. And reasons for rating, 4 complaints filed against this business. Here at Mallett, we have 0. And they also have 0 reviews online. Who is this? Who is this? Leave a comment down below, we'll figure it out. Moving along, we have a couple more of these. This is fun, I like game shows. This business is also not an accredited business by the BBB. Length of time business has been operating is the reason for their rating, and they have 0 reviews. It seems like a newer company. Interesting. This one's my favorite one from yesterday. Sales girl hung up the phone on me when I asked about how the roofing system would be vented. I strongly urge people not to use this company. The sales girl is clueless and obviously uneducated. Well, that's just downright rude, unless it's true. So customer reviews, out of 103, they have a 1.13 rating. That's not good. Customer service is a joke. It sounds like it. We can go ahead and stop there on these guys. They've obviously had a lot of people talk about them. But if you can figure out who this is, go ahead and leave us a comment. You can get some free Mallett swag. Last one for this. Tried to build a kit, but the salesman didn't understand truss systems. I obviously are purchasing from a third party, so why would they know about the truss system? We build ours here in-house, therefore we know everything start to finish about our trusses. They are also 2x8 scissor trusses. Most people are using 2x6. They're gonna have a 2x4 inner webbing, most likely, all white wood, I'm sure. They say for owner builders, made simple, but this has been a joke. The engineered blueprints have multiple errors, windows, doors, and garage, and house don't match as supposed to be. The list goes on. As you hear every Monday, we have an in-house engineer, Mr. Darrell, and some other people on our crew here to make sure things like this don't happen. They monitor us, they keep an eye on the whole process and make sure we are not only to code, but meeting what the customer wants. We're very thankful for that. That's something we do above and beyond, and I'm glad we have that. If I could give 0 stars, I absolutely would. Do not use this company for blueprints. We can stop there. Use Mallett. Guess who this is? Get some free swag. Whodunit Builder Edition. So if you can guess who this is, you also get some free Mallett swag. Whodunit does not offer warranties. BuildZoom shows no active license on file for them. On Bird Eye, local listings, they have a 3.5 out of 5 based on only 8 reviews. On the Chamber of Commerce listing, complaints about leaks and failure to respond. Who wants to take a guess at this one on Whodunit? Let us know in the comments, list your slide number, and we will make sure to send you your swag. Do some research, people. Whodunit Structural failures, framing collapse during construction. Frame collapsed during construction. Can you believe that? That's absolutely atrocious. Lack of perfect control on regional engineering code compliance. The fine print says their liability is very limited. Oh, so they are a VLLC, it sounds like. Very limited company. If you can guess who done it, I can promise you it's not Mallett, but leave a comment below and we can talk about that. You get some free swag. So, to the week in review. This is my favorite part because it's my segment. Monday, Mr. Darrell talked about 2x8 versus 2x4 and how it's like a Ford F-250 versus a Chevy S10. I was a little offended by that one. To be honest, I've never driven either, but my dad had an S10. He said it was pretty nice, so we'll have to talk about that, Mr. Darrell. But I understand what he was talking about here. And he had a pretty good example on explaining the difference in these sizes, the 2x8 versus 2x4. I highly recommend checking Monday out. We do not have videos today, but thankfully they are all online. This one went out on Tuesday. We had some technical difficulties Monday, so if you did miss that, please be sure to check that video out. It was very educational and very entertaining. So Tuesday we talked about permits, codes, and contractors as normally, and what those codes mean for your barn dominium or shop. We've had a lot of requests for topics on barn dominium, so we're trying to include a little bit more of those. So as we do, we will get those topics on the live for you guys. So please, if you have any questions, concerns, or issues, put those on the live or send us a message, leave a comment, do whatever it is to have us contacted, and we will make sure to have those questions answered. Let's see. More like an F-250. Can you make that a little bigger? So I'm young, but I got horrible eyes. Tuesday, we talked about what the codes mean for your barn-do or shop. So we talked about floodplain rules and long-term protection. I'm going to take a few slides from each of these topics and go over a quick thing, but for the full plan, please check out the previous lives that are on the page. You can try YouTube or Facebook, and they're both there. So floodplain regulations exist to keep your building safe from water damage and structural failure. They require specific elevation, drainage paths, and venting in flood-prone areas. Ignoring these codes can result in denied permits, denied insurance, or forced teardown. Guys, we talk about this often. If you don't have the proper code, if they aren't enforced properly, if they're not up to the standard that the government requires, once your project is done, you may be to the fullest extent forced to tear down that building and start over. That's terrible. Please make sure who you're working with understands the code, understands how to comply with said codes, and make sure your building is not only the best building, which if you want a best building, you come to Mallett. Can't stress that enough. But make sure who you're working with understands codes and regulations. Building twice is way more expensive than building one time. On Wednesday, where's Mallett? We talked about this a little bit earlier, but part of that process, we talked about the benefit of post protectors. I know we mention these all the time, and maybe you missed it, but this is such an important topic because I don't know of many other people who do, and if they do, they haven't been using them as long as we have. But this is a post protector, or a picture of a post protector, obviously. But what does this do? What's the benefit? Tyler, why is this more important, more like an F-350? That's a big truck, Mr. Tim. That's a big truck. But the benefit of post protectors, it stops decay before it starts. Post protectors create a watertight barrier that blocks soil organisms and moisture, all this good stuff. Guys, essentially, it is a giant canister that the post goes in, and so it's not directly touching the soil or the concrete. I'm not sure how much you know about this, but if wood is sitting on concrete, that's just a recipe for disaster. Wood on wet soil is even worse. Those of us in Louisiana know it gets wet here. And when there's wet and wood, that leads to rot, decay, fungus, wood-destroying insects, all these things that just destroy the buildings. After a while, a short while usually, it's going to cause your building to be damaged or even collapse if the damage is to that extent. Post protectors helps. It adds decades of life by shielding the post from the ground like we just talked about. They are proven, tested protection. Designed with durability and tested barrier performance, post protectors give builders and customers confidence with long-lasting, maintenance-free protection. One and done, you guys. That's what it's all about here at Mallett. Though we may be a little more expensive sometimes, that's because quality is a little pricier sometimes, but trust me, building it once and right the first time is always better than going back and fixing an issue. Trust me. This is something we do to make sure all the work is good and lasts a lifetime. Thursday, yesterday we talked about barndominiums from the ground to structure. This is from start to finish. How is a Mallett building built? We went through that whole process. It was a great video, very educational. Mr. Trent and Mr. Lee kind of cut up a little bit, had a good time on this one. I'd highly recommend checking out yesterday's live. We can even link it if that is a request, but it is on the Facebook or on the YouTube. Check it out. What we talked about is we followed the journey of a Mallett building, like I said, from site prep to fully framed structure, ready to be transformed into your dream barndominium. So ready for barndominium conversion. Once the structure is complete, you're ready to customize the interior. And I don't know if you can see this. We'll get some better pictures or some more visible. We've shown this off before. This is the inside of a customer's barndominium. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. He did a phenomenal job. Mallett's strong foundation makes interior customizable seamless. Flexible design accommodates living spaces, workshops, or storage. The next steps focusing on finishing touches and personal style. Guys, if you're going to be building a home, oh, what's Mr. Tim saying? The MCA ground-treated lumber helps greatly protecting against termites along with the post. Absolutely. Termites and wood-destroying insects, they don't like the ground-treated lumber. Treated is good for many things. Keeping the termites away is one of them. The post protectors, as we said, is also another great tool to help with that. Thank you very much for the information, Mr. Tim. If you're going to build your home, if you're going to build a workshop, if you're going to have somewhere your friends, your family, or yourself is going to be spending a lot of time in, wouldn't you want the structure to be as strong and sound as possible? That's what we're all about here at Mallett. It's not just buildings, it's peace of mind, it's longevity, it's allowing you a place to have a good, fun time while being safe, and that's what we care about. If you're going to be converting it to a barndominium, at the very least, come give us a call. Come talk to us, come and visit our plant, come shake some hands, come meet Mr. Lee. He's always here and he's happy to talk to you. He's a very excited man when it comes to Mallett Buildings because he cares about his products and for good reasons, as we've talked about. But Mallett shell, perfect for a barndominium. And that's going to be our show, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Tyler. Have a phenomenal weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to see everybody next week.